Appreciate it. I go to Sinead, Lola, and then I'll go to you, Gayon.
I can recall back, I believe it was the first or second episode where um, she had a conversation with her dad over the phone where she was explaining to him that she was getting ready to go through this process and she was getting married like in a couple weeks. And I watched his reaction to her giving him this news and her entire face broke. And that's where I saw, I was like, uh-oh, there's a daddy issue here. There's a big gaping daddy wound, and she's trying to fill it with all this stuff, including the excessive drinking. And so I don't know if it's just an affirmation thing or what it is that she wants to be able to like show and prove, like, look, I did it. I got married. I got a husband, whatever it is. But she's trying to put that off and hopefully get like the atta girls and the good job, that she possibly didn't get with her dad. And with regard to, because as a woman, I think about this, like, why would I ever feel comfortable being drunk enough that I'm passed out on a friend's couch? That's so reckless. But you're reckless like that when you are drinking away your feelings and your pain and your hurt and you just want it to stop. And the only way she can confirm that her friends are not the gay friends is because she's been with them. They've had drunk sex before. It's gone left before. That's how she knows.
Hey, you lot are not pulling no punches today, bruv. Like, there's just you lot are stripping back the paint today. Okay. All right, Lola, and then Gayon.
Sinead, you took my breath away with that because I didn't even think of that, but you might have a point. So with Virginia, we know she has daddy issues. I think her parents got divorced, some kind of issue there. So we know that's there. We know she's a college student who still thinks she's a frat girl. So drinking 3-4 times a week and getting drunk on people's couches is normal for her. But the question now is, why did she sign up for this show? What did she think she was going to fix in her relationships that her parents failed in? So at this point, you are now married to this man and you think you can justify these habits, which she knows don't make sense. She must know. She knows drinking 4 times a week doesn't make sense. I know she knows that. So I'm confused as to why she's still persisting. Now with Eric, I think, so when these so-called experts or professionals, I think the reason why they might have paired them together is because one, Eric has had a prior marriage in his past. So he has some idea of what's required, one. Two, he seems to be fairly patient. So they know he might be able to give her that room to become who she should be if she does do that growing up. It's an if. She has to be ready to do that. But I think the biggest thing too is like, I don't think I'm a prude, but some of the stuff she was saying didn't make any sense. And that's why Pastor Calvin had to say, stop. I'm a man. I would not be okay with my wife on someone's couch. Come on. Just so that means, because when was it that party they had right before was the bachelor's party where she was drunk and throwing up in the bathroom already? Like, it's, what's that phrase when they call it, like, white girl wasted, when you help your girl's hair, you pull up the hair. Like, that is normal going out for her, getting drunk every day. So at this point, I hope that the reason, I don't think she knows why she signed up for this show, but I hope for her that the purpose behind it, the ultimate purpose that brought her here is for her to see her behavior on the screen, because she looks crazy. Even when she's not drunk, her face looks blotchy. She looks like an alcoholic. So my wish for her is that she can, even if this marriage doesn't work, I don't know if it's going to, because Eric doesn't deserve this madness if she continues, but she'll be able to see herself and realize that something needs to give. She's going to see that I need help. I won't find my solution in a bottle of beer or, a big bottle of wine. That's not where the solution is. So I think that's possibly why she kind of got onto the show, because otherwise, why would you bring a young girl? And there's such an age disparity too. So they totally have different interests. Yeah, but, I think, maybe her guardian angel kind of snuck her in through those files so she could see her behavior on TV, because she looks crazy. I don't want to call her ugly, but she doesn't look pretty. She just looks like someone who drinks all the time, poor nutrition, and stringy hair. So, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think that's her purpose on the show. So for people who think that marriage is all romantic and it's fun, I'm going to hold someone's hand, we're going to watch our favorite shows. No, that's not what it's about. You literally have to battle your way to the other side to figure out the real purpose of a marriage. So hopefully, even if they don't make it, this will be a turning point for her for the rest of her life, so she can figure it out. Because I think part of her pain is, because I think in the beginning they talked about it, the divorce between her parents seemed to be tumultuous, so there's something there. And so that's why her relationship with her dad is still kind of funny. So maybe that's how she's here. to really not to get a partner, but to find herself. Yeah, that's it.
Appreciate that, Lola. Gayon, do you have anything to add? I know it might not be, you might find them a bit dry, but I don't know if you have anything to add. Oh, I have to unmute you. Do I have to unmute you? Hold on, Gayon. You have to unmute yourself, Gayon. You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, Womp Womp. This is another dry couple for me. I'm very uninspired when I watch them, just because the problems are so basic. Virginia needs therapy. Virginia has unmedicated anxiety issues. She's choosing to medicate with alcohol, right? Probably is not exercising. She's not getting good enough sleep. She's probably overventing with her male friends and realizing she can't.
Oh,
I didn't mute. Oh,
sorry, that's my bad. I suppose.
that's
Carry on.
okay. And what I found in this episode is, Eric really shines. Eric is not perfect, but he
Yep.
shines in this episode for just being normal, right? Like, look, I just want to have healthy boundaries that we're married now. He's asking for some minimum stuff, and she constantly pushes back. What's irritating about Virginia is she dismisses natural boundaries that somebody or a partner would want to put up. Did anybody catch when he said, "Hey, I have allergies," and she completely dismissed
She said, "I don't
"Oh,
care."
I'm
Basically,
that's gonna be here. Da, da, da. And I'm just like, the level of immaturity with Virginia is just, it's not cute. She's not joking. She's trying to assert herself and being honest about what she wants. But somebody said this too. No, it's a different couple. She's not making any compromises. Looks like Eric is the only one making compromises. So I found that to be really irritating. It feels like she just is not matriculated beyond college. It's like Jacob in the 80s, like her, Virginia, it's like her back in, 5 years ago. I'm staying in this college mindset, 4 days, 4 nights out of the week. I want no responsibility. If you find me on a couch, so be it. And I think she finds in herself, there's some virtue in her confession or being very honest about her flaws when really she doesn't want accountability when she asserts her honesty. Yeah. And that's deeply annoying to see on live television. I agree with Lola. Maybe she's trying to, discover something about herself. Maybe this Married at First Sight is just one landmark on her journey. And I don't even think she really wants to be married, which again, I find to be a pattern with some of the people here is like, I feel like there's a lot of myopic thinking and going on Married at First Sight, but then not wanting to be married. It's like, how did you think this is going to play out? So it's disturbing the way she doubled down in trying to defend falling asleep on a couch. Like it was disturbing. I loved Pastor Cal's response, because it seemed like he came out of his professional shell to be like, come on now, really? And I love that response because Eric didn't have to assert himself or like put up extra conservative boundaries. He was like, Eric even said, and I love this about what he said, Eric said, it's about your safety. I'm not trying to put rules on you. It's about your safety. And if ever there was a moment to find something good in a partner, it's like, yeah, she doesn't get it. She's just completely illogical. So that's it.
Appreciate it, Didi. Jess, you wanted to add?
Yeah, so I was just going to add something that I thought was interesting. And of course, we're working on the bits and pieces that were given. But so it's not just for me, her daddy issues. I feel like there's a lot more, but I feel like there are two maybe the strongest reactions that people who don't have healthy resolution with their daddy issues will do. They'll either want to find a guy and force him to love him and do whatever he wants to do because they're craving that daddy love, or they will try to almost be opposite of whatever maybe took their dad away. And so I started observing. I noticed that I think she had a stepmother in the picture. I believe that. And just by one or two conversations from her father and just on site, this is all just my thought process. I don't know the things for sure, but her dad looks like he might have had a little bit of a wilder fun life, right? Her mom seemed extremely calm. And what I started to think about, like over these last few weeks, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if she is the version of, I am not going to let a man tell me what to do, control me because he left my mother. And now I want him to constantly chase me because I'm not dealing with that wound in a healthy way. So if I'm always partying and I make you just do what I want and work on my schedule, you're always fighting and chasing for me. So it doesn't appear that I have the opportunity to get hurt. And so what it seemed like was when the break happened with her parents, maybe the type of woman, who knows? This is speculation now, but it went to a thought process. Maybe the type of woman that her father left her mother for was maybe more free and outlandish, because her mom seems real calm and reserved. But the way she has a distaste for care, it's like a strong aversion to it. Not even a normal, like, well, I think he might be controlling me. Who wants you to text them when they get a place? Every person I've ever dated. I mean,
Right.
because I think that's normal. If I'm a woman and they know without me, I'm a single woman by myself, hey, let me know when you get there. I think that's refreshing. Maybe there's ways that other guys do it that can seem weird. I like when someone wants to know my whereabouts. That's different than controlling, right? So
Yep.
I don't think anything he said was odd, but her just strong aversion to it is like, no, I will not let you hurt me. But then that brings me back to, but love, why'd you get married though? And is part of the definition asked what marriage is to you? Like when they're interviewing, I'm just curious, because he was right when he said you're acting like you just wanted a boyfriend. And you went through this whole long process to be weirded out that someone is concerned about you. So I'm still just very confused. And to be honest, I can't relate to all of what she's going through, but I just see a sad, like, just puppy that's just about to fall apart. I mean, we don't know if it's going to be next year or whenever it is, but also I really do feel like alcohol may not be the only thing. And the reason I'll say this is I've dealt with a person before, not in dating, but just not in dating, but just a college friend who we found out years later, they were adamant about, I need me time too, right? But they were adamant about having one day by themselves. And would you be surprised that on that one day that they needed, they were, I mean, high as a kite on things that we did not even know, and they didn't want us to see. And they could function throughout the rest of the week, but they needed that one day away because it was the day after they were going to do something. And certain mannerisms that she has, I'm like, I don't know if I'm convinced that alcohol is the only thing. I don't know. So I'm truly praying for, even after this show, and I mean this in the most sincerest way, that she gets, maybe this show pays for rehab, because she needs it. She's like a ball of nervous energy for me. And it's just sad to watch. It's just really sad.